Hello children, hope you all are good. Today I am here with my video for the students of class 4. Today I will be teaching you chapter 3 from your EVS book, that is Our Senses. In this chapter we will go through the following topics: our sense organ, blind people, Braille Script, a good touch and a bad touch, and safety tips. So let's begin with the very first topic, that is sense organs. Children, we have 5 sense organs, that is eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin. As you can see in the picture, eyes help us to see, ears help us to hear, nose help us to smell, tongue help us to taste and skin help us to feel. These 5 senses, the sense of sight, hearing, smell, touch and taste, provide information about the world around us. They make us enjoy various things in life. For example, the taste of food, the sound of music, the beauty of nature, fragrance of the flowers, etc. So now let me explain about all these 5 senses in detail. Coming on sense of sight, we see with our eyes. Sight or vision is the ability of eyes to focus and to detect the image of different colors or objects. Now coming on sense of hearing, we hear with our ears. It is a sense of sound sensitivity. It is also known as auditory sense, children. And if you listen the loud noise or the loud sound, it can damage your hearing capacity. So we should not hear loud noise because our hearing capacity will be affected by it. And the people who cannot hear are known as deaf. Coming on sense of smell, we smell things through our nose. It is also known as olfactory sense, children. There are hundreds of smell receptors in our nose, which help us to recognize different kinds of smell. And do you know, children, the sense of smell is developed in human at first, and this is said because when a child is in its mother womb, by that time only the sense of a smell is developed in that particular child. Therefore, this sense is considered as that it develops in a human body at first. Now, coming on sense of taste. Tongue is an important organ of our body. It is because it helps us to speak and also it helps us to taste food that we eat. There are many, or you can say there are different types of receptors on our tongue. But there are 4 main receptors, or you can say that there are 4 main taste buds, that is sweet, salty, bitter and sour. These are the 4 main taste buds which help us to recognize different types of taste. These taste buds conveys information to the brain and then we recognize different types of tastes. Now, the sense of touch. Sense of touch is spread all over the body. Other senses are the specific part of the body, but the sense of touch, that is the skin, is spread all over the body. This is because the sense of touch originates in the bottom layer of the skin, called dermis. The dermis is filled with many nerves ending, which give information about the feel of various things. It helps us to feel the coldness, hotness, roughness, smoothness, etc. So children, I have already explained you about 5 senses. So now moving towards my next topic, that is blind people. Children, blind people are such people, those who cannot see. Those people are also known as visually challenged or visually impaired people. Such people have very well developed, very highly developed sense of touch and smell. Their senses, like their sense of touch, is very helpful for them. It helps them to read and write. Blind people read with the help of a special script known as Braille Script. Braille is a kind of a script which is made for blind people. It helps them, it assists them to read. They used to go to the special school of blind. There they learn to read the Braille Script, which is very helpful for them. Now let me tell you about Braille Script in detail. It is a script consists of codes in which raised dots represents the alphabets. Each alphabet has 6 dots in it, children, which you can clearly see in the picture, like alphabet A, B, C, D, and all other 26 alphabets are written with the 6 raised dots, which are differently arranged. In different ways they are arranged, and they all represent different alphabets. This art of learning Braille, blind people learn from the special blind school they go, and they learn there they are being taught about this, how to read this Braille system. And the system of reading was discovered by Louis Braille, who was a Frenchman, and he discovered it in the year 1824. Children, he himself was a partially blind man. In the accident, earlier he was not born blind man. Earlier he is having his eyesight, but in the accident he lost his eyesight, and he was a very intellectual person. And later he discovered this system of reading and writing for the blind people. And nowadays this system is also used in keyboards. There are the special keyboards made for the blind people. With the help of those keyboards, they may use computer nowadays. So children, even the disabled people can also perform very well. If they get good guidance and support, then they can become a very good person, and then they can earn the name and fame. One of the deaf and blind women I'm going to tell you about, Miss Helen Keller. She was a deaf and blind woman, and later she became an author, and also she has earned different awards. She has written many books. She was a motivational person. She is a very good speaker, and she was also an educator. Good and bad touch. People touch in different ways. When a touch makes you feel warm, comfortable, and happy, it's a good touch, children. And when a touch makes you feel afraid, uncomfortable, and unsafe, it's a bad touch. Whenever a child senses a bad touch, he should seek the advice of elder or their parents. Instead of hiding it, they should be bold enough, they should be free enough to go to their parents or to the elder, whoever is present there, to seek the help. So the next topic is be safe. Some objects or some things are very dangerous to touch, children, and we should not touch those things. We should keep ourselves away from those things, especially the children, as you all are children now. So you should be away from all those things because they may harm you. Few things I'm going to tell you. You should keep these things in your mind, and you should be away. You should keep yourself away from those things. The first one is, do not touch hot vessels and electrical sockets. Socket means the plug point. You should not put pins, you should not put pencils. You should be away from the electrical socket, as those things may harm you. Next point is, do not touch pointed or sharp objects like needle, like knives, etc. You should be away from these sharp objects. Another point, do not touch strange things like plants or insects. Even if the insect look beautiful, some of the insects are there, they are very beautiful. Some of the plants are there, they are very beautiful. So even if they are beautiful, if you don't know about them, they are strange for you, you haven't seen them ever, you should not go and touch it, because they may be poisonous, and if they are poisonous, then they may harm you. So you should stay away from those things to keep yourself safe, because safety comes first. So children, I hope you have understood all the points because I have covered all the topics of this chapter. Probably I have covered all the topics in this chapter. So you have to go through the lesson one once again, and then you will be able to understand this chapter in a better way. Here are some points to remember, children. Eyes, ears, nose, tongue and skin are our sense organ. Point number 2. Blind people read and write using the Braille Script. This is how. Few more points are there. These points I have taken from your book. It is given in your book in page number 19. So you have to go through all these points. I have read only 2 points for you, but you have to go through all these points. These you can say are the important points, the conclusory ones from the lesson. Here is the exercise, children. It is given in your book in page number 19 and 20 both. Question number A, B, C and D are there, and other than these 4 question 1 activities, 2 questions of activities are also there. So this activity along with question number A, B and D, this you have to do in your book. Here is the answer of the exercise. Question number A, tick the correct answer. Point number 1. A person who cannot hear is called. 3 options are there, children. Out of 3 options, only one is correct. So you have to put a tick mark in the checkbox there. So the option A is deaf, B blind, or C dumb. So option A is correct, that is deaf. Point number 2. We smell with our nose. With the help of nose. Nose is the correct answer for point number 2. So you have to put a tick mark on option C, that is nose. Point number 3. A kiss or a hug by your mother is a simple touch, B good touch, or C bad touch. So option B is the correct answer, that is a good touch. You have to put a tick mark on option B, good touch. Point number 4. We must not touch A clothes, B toys, C hot vessels. So C is the correct answer, hot vessel. You have to put a tick mark on option C, that is a hot vessels. Question number B. Fill in the blanks. People who cannot see are dash and dash people. Dash and dash or blind people. So the answer is visually challenged. Answer is visually challenged. Point number 2. Helen Keller was both dash and dash. So the answer is deaf and blind. Point number 3. The sense of hearing is also known as auditory sense. Answer is auditory. AUDITORY. Auditory sense. Point number 4. The sense of touch originates in the lower layer of the skin called dermis. Answer is dermis. 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 Point number 5. Do not touch strange plant as they may be dash. Answer is poisonous. They may be poisonous. So answer is poisonous. Question number C. Answer the following questions. Children, I have not written questions here. Questions you have to find from your book. You'll get the questions in your book in page number 19. For now, I'm reading it out for you. So the question number 1 is, how do blind people read? Answer number 1 is, blind people read a special script called Braille Script by using their sense of touch. Question number 2. How is tongue useful to us? Tongue is very useful to us because it helps us to taste the food that we eat and to speak. Question number 3. Name 5 sense organs. List their functions. Answer number 3 is, 5 sense organs along with its functions are as follow. First, eyes help us to see. Second, ears help us to hear. 3. Nose help us to smell. 4. Tongue help us to taste and speak. 5. Skin help us to feel. Now question number 4. Write about bad touch. Answer is, when a touch makes us feel uncomfortable, afraid and unsafe, it is a bad touch. Now coming on question number 5. List some object or which objects are harmful to touch. So the answer is electrical sockets, hot vessels, Sharp and pointed things, etc., are some objects which are harmful to touch. So children, these are the answers of all 5 questions. This thing you have to write down in your EVS notebook. And question number A, that is tick the correct answer. Question number B, fill in the blanks. Question number D, all these questions you have to complete in your book, but this question number C, answer the following questions. You will write it down in your notebook along with the difficult words of this chapter. Question number D, write the names of the following parts of the body. Also write the sensory functions they perform. 5 pictures are there, children. You have to write down the name of first of all these body parts, and then they write down their functions. So the first picture is of ears and the function is hearing. Second picture is of eyes and the function is sight. Third picture is of tongue and the function is to taste. Fourth picture is of nose and the function is to smell. Fifth picture is of hand and the function is to touch. Here is the activity for you, children. Question number A. You might have smelled the following. Write whether the odor is good or bad. Odor means smell. So the name of items are given, children, and dash blanks is there. There you have to write down what in these items, how they smells. If they smell good, you have to write down good there. If they smells bad, then you have to write down bad there. So the first item is rose flower. You have to write down how it smells, good or bad. Next item is rotten food. Third item is sandalwood. And the fourth one is incense stick. You have to write down how these items smells. Now coming on question number B. What is the taste of following item? You have to write down what is the taste of, like bitter. We have read that there are 4 main taste buds. With the help of those 4 main taste buds, we recognize this taste of the food that we eat. So here you have to write down what kind of taste these items have. Apple, bitter gourd, mangoes and chips. Now children, here is a homework for you. So though I have already taught you the lesson, but you'll not be able to understand it if you'll not go through it. So you have to go through the lesson. You have to read the lesson again, and then you have to see the video. Then you'll understand it in a better way. So the first thing you'll do to read the lesson. After reading the lesson, children, you'll find out the difficult words from the lesson and then write down in your notebook, EVS notebook, and learn the spellings. Complete exercise given in page number 19 and 20. That means question number A, B and D, and the activity part, question number A and B both, you have to do it in your book, and question number C, that you have to do in your notebook. Hope you all have understood the lesson, children. Don't forget to complete your work, and thanks a lot for watching my video. Stay happy and blessed.